All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready for you.
All right, look, man. Well, look, Carl, I always wanted to know, man, and you broke it down to me a little bit, but what's the difference between St. Louis and East St. Louis?
Right.
And why y'all get so offended when somebody just put the St. Louis on your jacket and we don't say the East?
Well, it's two different states. Like
Okay.
when I'm saying I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm from the east side of St. Louis.
God.
St. Louis is in Missouri.
Right.
Now the Mississippi River like separates us. All right, but I'm from Illinois.
Right on.
So I stand firm. I'm from Illinois, from East St. Louis. So
Okay.
I don't know if I get offended, but I want people to know that I'm not from St. Louis when I say I'm from East St. Louis. I'm from Illinois because that's where I'm from.
Okay.
You know, that's no disrespect to St. Louis, but
Right.
that's not where I'm from.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, is there a difference in how living takes place at one place versus the other one, based on your experiences?
I think it's a difference. I can't really speak on the difference because I never lived in St. Louis.
Right on.
But I think we're similar, but we're different.
I feel that.
Yeah, we're definitely different. But I can't really speak on how they live on that side because I never lived on that side.
I got you. You used to sport a T-shirt last year and we were working together, 89 blocks, right?
Yeah.
Am I making some sense?
It's making sense.
Man, what is that, yo?
Our blocks consist of 89 blocks. East St. Louis consists of 89 blocks.
Straight up. So if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
I like
now,
that.
if you from East St. Louis and you see somebody, like, you may say, what's up, 89 blocks or anything like, they'll know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Well, take me from the beginning now that we got that squared away. You were born in what, 71? Yeah, I'm aging you
71.
right there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not, I love it.
I love it.
53, so y'all was born in 71.
Yeah, man.
In
You
East St. Louis.
you always been proud of saying your age.
Yeah.
Even last year, you let the fellas know. You was
Yeah.
52 back then.
Yeah.
Man, how was it growing up in East St. Louis? What was home life like? I know you got some siblings. I know you tight with mom and dad, man. How was it?
Growing up East St. Louis, man, to me it was beautiful.
Yeah.
People on the outside looking in speak of East St. Louis like it's such a bad place, but honestly, man, growing up, it was a beautiful place. I love being from East St. Louis. Like I wear 89 block shirt proud.
Yeah.
Because I love being from there. But it was a beautiful place, man. We get a bad rap, like it's a rough place. Well, it is a rough place. Like most places you live is rough. But
Yeah, you got rough pockets
we
everywhere.
get a bad rap about it just being bad. But man, East St. Louis produce not just athletes. We have doctors, lawyers.
Yeah.
Like we have everything everybody else have, but we just get a bad rap about the gun violence and the drugs and the tough stuff. So, yeah, but I love it, man. It made me who I am. It really did. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
So,
And as far as I've known you since 2000 and I want to say 4. So that's 20 years, man. But you always been a proud, ambitious guy. But I always wondered, was this being in this business plan A for you in terms of what you wanted to do when you grew up, or was it ever at any point something else?
initially, like every young man playing sports, I wanted to be a professional athlete.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball was my sport.
You were
Of
best
course-
at that, right?
Yeah. Of course, it didn't work out from that. I was a business major, wanted to get in business. My wife was very smart and business minded, so that actually happened. But I was a coach when I played. Did I know I wanted to get into this right when I was playing? No. I actually I was teaching school in Missouri, in St. Louis, and we had just one game. And they asked me to coach the game, so I had like probably 3 practices. And once I did that, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it was just one game. We practiced probably a week. With that. They probably practiced 3 days and played on a Friday. It was just one game, and they asked me to do it. And once I did that, I kind of like, yeah, that's what I want to do.
Now, see, I didn't mean to go there that fast, but since we there, man, tell me about it. How good was the team? Did y'all win the game? Did you have any expectations going into it?
Well, I'm always gonna have expectations if I'm playing, if it's scoreboard up.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to win no matter what, who I'm playing against or who it is.
That's definitely you.
But I think we won the game. But my expectation was to win because, I like to compete. So and I like to win when I compete. So I always expect to win.
You went in blind, though? Did you know, had you even seen that group?
No, I didn't have
Sight
no
unseen.
idea. Like it just happened. Like it was
Yeah.
1 week, probably 3 days of practice, and we played probably on a Friday against one school. Just one game. That was it.
Coached them up and got it done.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So which one of the sports did you take to first? Was it baseball or was it basketball? Or was
Oh,
it football?
baseball for sure.
Baseball was first, huh?
Yeah, baseball was for sure.
You found it on your own, or did mom and pops put it on you?
Well-
How'd it go?
I grew up in a place called a Hole
Yeah, you told me.
housing. People call it project, but I'm gonna call it a housing edition. And it was big. Sports were big. Like
Yeah.
everybody played sports, and I just took the baseball. I didn't play basketball until I was in the 4th grade. I never tried to play basketball.
That's 10 years old.
Maybe, yeah. And,
Wow.
And I didn't have a clue, but I played baseball since I was 6. So when I can catch, I can do all that as a 6-year-old. But The very first time I played basketball, and everybody asked me could I play. They thought I can play because I can play baseball. Of course,
Yeah.
I said yes. Had never played. It was a 2-line layup. I just grabbed the ball and took off running. No dribbles. Everybody laughed at me, of course, but after that, I taught myself how to dribble, and of course, I was able to play after a while.
Yeah, man. So what was the position of choice when you out there on the field? I'm pretty sure you about to tell me you did everything, but what was your calling card, would you say?
Probably second base.
Second base? All right.
I played second base the most. My favorite probably would be center field. But I played second base the most. And center shortstop a little bit, but second base the most. I played everything growing up.
Yeah.
As a 6-year-old, I still played right field because that's where they put the kid with the least talent. And he go to right field because a lot of balls go to right field. Then I played third, then I back catch. Then I went to second after that.
So it was a slow start for you in terms of being
No, I
good
could
at
play.
it?
I was just young. I was at 6 years old. I really wasn't supposed to be on the team.
Got it.
So I started early.
I feel that.
But I could play. I was a young kid. I was younger than everyone.
So they had to put you
Yeah,
somewhere.
it was 7, 8, and 9-year-olds. So, and I was 6.
Yeah.
So,
Wasn't scared though, huh?
No, I was scared in the outfield, but one time I faced Terry Westerfield. If you're from East St. Louis, you played Corey Lee. Everybody knows who Terry Westerfield is. I was 6. He's probably maybe 8,
Okay.
but he threw real hard. So
Yeah. And 2 years is a big
yeah,
difference.
it's a
at
big
that age.
difference. So, but after that, no, I wasn't afraid of it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Now to the hoops, because you told me personally this story about, and I think you may have told the fellas last year too about teaching yourself how to dribble.
I did.
How did you go about doing that, man?
Well, I just sat in our kitchen and just, I mean, it wasn't very big now that I think about it, and I wasn't very big either, so I was small, moved the table out the way, and it was just going between my legs, just walking the ball between my legs, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, to the point I learned how to dribble. I really did.
So you had a ball on deck.
Yeah, I had a ball in the house.
Straight
And
up.
once I started playing, I was able to get it wasn't a major little rubber ball.
Yeah.
Which was big time for us back then.
Heck
So,
yeah, man.
yeah, and I taught myself how to dribble in the kitchen.
So they couldn't laugh at you no more.
No, I was embarrassed, man. That meant something to me. Pride was hurt.
Yeah. So with you being 9 or 10, fourth grade, that's when you first played organized?
No, that's probably my first time playing basketball.
Period.
Yeah.
When did it get organized for you with some structure?
Same
involved?
time.
Same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was playing in my 4th grade team. And like I said, I played baseball. They knew me from that. Like anybody played Corey League. That was big back in East St. Louis back when we was growing up. So you figure you're an athlete, you can play baseball.
Yeah.
I just couldn't.
Me being a late bloomer in basketball, I'm always fascinated by that question. Like when it clicked for you, when you knew that you were good at this, did it take a minute?
I don't know. I can't remember when it clicked. 'Cause like I say, I just played basketball to play it.
Yeah.
Like
Wasn't a love
like
for it.
in East St. Louis, not able, but like if football season ends, after you finish playing football, you playing basketball.
Period.
Like basketball was year round. So it's something you just did. You did like, and I don't know if it ever just really clicked that you can do this like this. Because I never had ambitions to go to the NBA.
Right.
So when I started playing basketball in college, it was more of a hustle. I needed a scholarship. So it wasn't like, let me go play basketball so I can go to the league. It was like, I need
feel
to go
that.
play basketball so I can get my schooling paid for.
That's
so
it.
I don't know if it ever just really clicked. I know I can play.
Yeah.
From the time I learned how to play in the 4th grade, from there on, I was able to play basketball. I can hold my own. So
Straight up.
with my age group.
Siblings. I know it wasn't just you growing up, man. How many of y'all is it?
No, it's I have a little brother. I have 3 older sisters.
Right.
I have one sister that's no longer with us. She was my big sister.
Right.
And my other sister was my little sisters, even though they was older than I am. For
Got
whatever
it.
reason, I always looked at it like that.
Got it. You're probably protective of them in the same way.
But both ways. It was both ways. I don't know why I always felt like that. They was probably more protective of me than I was of them. Or probably vice versa.
Yeah.
Probably the same.
So with that factoring into the sense of community, y'all already were close with everybody outside your house, but then you factor in the bloodline too. Would you say y'all were close growing up the whole way?
Yeah, my family was real close knit. Not just my siblings. Like
Yeah.
my family is almost it's a gang of us. Like I have cousins. I may have like 10 cousins, man, around my age.
Yeah, that's a good time. That
Like I'm
sounds
talking
like a
about
good time.
literally, like, so my family is close knit, not just my immediate family, my siblings, like my cousins, my aunts, like my cousins, we're real close. Like, yeah, we're very close. We're almost like sisters and brothers. So my whole family is like that. Not just my immediate family, but all my cousins, we're like sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
our friends are more like our cousins. My family is that close knit, so.
So whenever you decide to make a trip back to the house, it's like, man, it's gonna be.
Oh, it's a good time,
it's a
man.
good
It's a good time. It's a lot of talk. They talk about me.
Yeah. Hey man, listen. If you don't, if they don't talk about, they don't love you.
Yeah, they talk about me. I talk about them. It's a good time, man. Like I said, we've been
Face to
doing this. I'm 53, so
Yeah.
The youngest one just turned 50.
Oh yeah, y'all right there.
Well, it's different cliques. Like we have cousins that's younger than us, but the ones that grew up the same age, we have a real good bond. Not saying we have a good bond with the younger ones, but our bond is different because we've been together since we was babies. So, and we're still tight, man. It's a beautiful thing.
So, on that tip, your relationship with Cuonzo Martin, man, that's always been a unique one to me. And I can remember when I first met you and you had sort of introduced him to us. You introduced him as your brother. And you didn't even break it down. So me, I'm simple as at that time. I'm just thinking, oh yeah, man, his brother, such and such. But then as I got older, I understood what you meant by that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When did it, as far back in your memory, can you go? Is he always there?
Yeah, I really don't know. Man, unless I was a baby. Like,
Yeah.
of course, me being outside, going outside, I can't remember him not being around. Maybe really seriously, man, we was 6 or 7 years old.
Tight.
Yeah, like I mean, like I think about it now because I'm older, and you look back on life, and it is a special relationship when you can be your first friend is still your friend.
Yeah.
But up until I was probably 40 when we went to Tennessee, I never thought about it. I never even thought of. I mean, because it's normal to me. It's just like you and Nate. You don't think about that's your brother. That's all you know.
That's it.
So you don't even think about it. So I never thought about it till an older person came and told me how special that was, that we're still friends. And I just looked back and I was like, that is kind of special. But I never thought about it, man. I don't think about it now. It's normal to me.
Yeah, but I like it. It's evident that y'all don't take it for granted.
No, we definitely don't take it for granted, man. We enjoy each other. We talk every day, even though we work together. We still talk every day on our way to work, leaving work. It's a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, I don't think about it. It's been that way since we was kids, though. So, yeah.
And y'all played together in high school too, right?
Yeah, played Little League baseball. We've been around each other forever, man. Living in the same house, and so.
You were grade ahead of him, if I were grade.
Yes, I'm a grade ahead of him.
You did. So you got out of there a little bit before he did.
Yeah.
But y'all's high school success, y'all won state a time or two, didn't you?
Yeah, and we won state every year I was in high school. I was on 2 of those teams.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was in Illinois at the time. It was only 2 classes, so it was Class 1A and Class 2A. So the 2A was the big class, and that's what we won. So we had to go beat teams from Chicago.
Yeah.
In the bigger cities. We was from a little small. They call us country. We from down south.
Right.
Yeah. Population is maybe 80,000 at the time. So yeah.
Y'all had some dogs on y'all team
Yeah,
too, man?
we kept dogs. I mean, and I'm not saying this just to say it, East St. Louis breed dogs.
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being honest, man. Like, we play, man. We compete. We really compete, man. We compete hard. I mean, against each other. I mean, we're friends. Like, me and Zoe played against each other growing up. Like, wasn't no like that's my boy or none of that. It was, man.
They'll think y'all strangers.
Yeah, we do produce dogs. I stand on that.
Who did y'all play for during that time? Because I'm gearing up to talk about the differences in how y'all were able to be coached then versus the parameters now.
Our legendary coach, Benny Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Coach of the decade in the 80s. 4 state championships in the 80s. In Illinois, at the time, Illinois was one of the top states in high school basketball, probably top 3. 2 classes now. We had to go beat teams from Chicago.
Yeah, the big city.
Yeah, and we down in Illinois, East St. Louis.
And y'all got it done.
Yeah.
A couple times.
Yeah, so Benny Lewis was a great man. Still is a great man, still alive. Great coach.
Man, that's awesome right there, Coach. Now, you taking your show on the road, so to speak, going to college with it. And you told us a little earlier it was more of a hustle than it was a love. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you play both baseball and basketball in college at some point?
No, I didn't play together.
Not together?
No,
Okay.
I played baseball, then I played basketball.
Okay.
I tried to do it in junior college, but baseball it wasn't in my heart anymore. So.
I feel that.
Yeah.
So who gave you your scholarship? And did you have a bunch or you had to take what you could get at that time?
In basketball?
Which took you to college first? Baseball?
Baseball, and I was good in baseball.
Okay.
I knew where I was going to school at, so
Okay, then.
I was going to Southern Illinois, so that was already in the works. As far as basketball, I had a couple offers once I finished junior college, and I just went to Southwestern really because I had some friends going there. You know, I didn't, like I said, it wouldn't be for me to go to the league, and I didn't want to go somewhere far away that I didn't know anybody. So,
Yeah. I didn't know you had peoples at
yeah,
Southwestern.
I had two of my childhood friends.
See?
Yeah, still child friends to this day. So
And that's where you played hoops at.
yeah, so I played hoops.
Did they come and get you, or no? You said I'm just gonna go over here and then.
Well, no,
walk
they
on?
recruited me. It was both ways.
Yeah.
They recruited me. I never took a visit. Coach came to East St. Louis to visit me, and I ended up going there.
Jump right on them.
Yeah. I'm like, man, Coach are buddies to this day. We have a great relationship, man. I check on him. I love him. He loved me. So it was a great experience, man. I'm glad I made that decision.
Man,
Go
I
play for
remember
'em.
you definitely shared some stories about last year about you and your coach was sort of clashed sometime because you just weren't backing down and he wasn't gonna be able to outlast you, so to speak. Did I say that right?
Well,
That's
that was my junior college coach.
junior college. Okay, I had
Yeah,
it wrong.
it was
I
a
had
little
wrong.
different. My coach at Southwestern Oklahoma was totally different.
Okay.
Yeah, that was more my junior college coach. But it was now that I look back at it, it's a junior college atmosphere. You know what I mean? It's like you be challenged a little bit. Maybe as a kid I took it the wrong way, but no, I don't think I took it the wrong way. I took it like I took it. I won't take it back. I'll do it the same way. Well, I just let them know that I wasn't you couldn't break me.
Yeah.
And I stand on that to this day. I mean, you couldn't break me. So
Running all the sprints.
Yeah, I
man.
run all the sprints, try to make him
front.
mad while he was trying to make me mad. I'm not saying that's what kids should do, but
Yeah.
I wasn't disrespectful, you know.
So it wasn't no quit in you never.
No, especially wasn't gonna that wasn't gonna happen.
That wasn't gonna happen.
No, I wasn't gonna give the coach the pleasure to say he made me quit. Like if I wanted to quit, I wouldn't do it because I wasn't gonna give you that pleasure. That's why I run the suicide, and once I finish, I get right back on the line with no break, no rest, and nothing. And say I'm ready.
Quick recovery.
Yeah, and I run and tell him you can't break me. I'm unbreakable. So I know that's pissing him off, but I'm not. I'm just speaking my mind. You
Man.
know? So
Man, Coach, in hoops now, which year, all right? Because you played 2 years of basketball in college, right?
yes,
Which team would you say was y'all strongest?
for sure, my senior year.
Senior year?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all finished with a bang, huh?
Yeah, we was picked last in the conference.
Ooh, we.
We finished second. We was tied, but we lost because the head-to-head. They beat us by more points or something like that. But we picked to finish last. And
Preseason.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
finished second.
Straight chip on the shoulder.
Yeah. Good group of guys, man. We played hard, played together. So it was a fun team.
Man, that's dope right there. When that run was over, were you sure that your career was done? Or
I
you
was
had more
done.
left? You knew it?
I was done.
I did too.
I was done. Like I said, I never had dreams of playing in the NBA. Now once you finish, you start playing, you be like, I can play a little bit, but I never once, like, that was never a dream of mine.
Yeah.
Like, so when the season's over with, basketball was over. Like, I'm not playing no pickup.
Oh, you was way away for a minute.
Oh yeah, summertime I wasn't playing basketball, man. I was having a good time. So yeah, I knew it was over with.
Yeah.
I like to play, I like to compete, so I continued to play, but I had no dreams of going to playing on. I mean, I wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put all my effort. It was over with. I knew it was over with. So
Man. I definitely knew
I
it.
faced it like a man.
Yeah, and see, I was trying to, but then some little opportunity for me to go and sort of put my talents on display, see if I could get something from it, you know. And I went and did that just to say that I did it and close that chapter because nothing came from it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I had a lot of teammates that be talking all this. I want to go overseas. I want to do that. But they really, in hindsight, they just weren't ready to go to work.
Yeah.
Because they wasn't working toward really.
Yeah,
doing
I know I wasn't doing anything to get me there. Like wasn't no extra shots.
Yeah, none of that.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm gonna bring it.
Yeah.
Because I played hard, but no, it wasn't a dream of mine. So it was over with when it was done.
And you got your paperwork though, didn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Same
That,
year?
that was my goal.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I played basketball to get a scholarship so I can graduate. So and that's it worked out for it. That's how it worked out. So
During that chapter, you met your now wife, right?
yeah, I met my wife,
Ramona, man.
Yeah, met my wife Ramona.
Listen, I don't know if this is in bounds or not, but it was a legendary story that you shared with me about how y'all had y'all first conversation, so to speak, how you got her attention, so to speak. You remember that?
Yeah, how I first started talking to her, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like it's funny. We had classes in the same building. Both of us business majors. So I see her
Okay.
and I speak, but I never ever like made a conscious effort to go and try to talk to her.
Right. Yeah, we don't apply no pressure.
So yeah, I'm just saying hello, like hey, letting her know I like her, you know,
Yeah.
flirting or whatever.
right.
And one day was maybe Labor Day weekend because we was off on a Monday. She was gone the whole weekend. And she come back to school, and we're in the cafeteria about to eat, and I was like, actually, really, I'm thinking back, like, how did you know she wasn't on campus? You know, like I'm thinking back, I was paying attention to her. Now that I think about it, and I was like, "Where you been? With your boyfriend? Visit your boyfriend or something like that?" And she's like, "I don't have a boyfriend."
That's
And I
all
was
you need
like,
to know.
"So we had to do something about that."
Yeah.
So I finally got the nerves to be like, "Come sit with me," and she was like, "I'm sitting with my friend." And I looked over, it was a dude, football player. I can't remember his name. I want to call the wrong name out. So she put her tray down. I went to put my tray down at the table, and she went to go get some juice or whatever. So the guy was sitting at the table. I went to grab their tray. I just gave him the head nod or whatever. I don't know if I said anything to him. I grabbed the tray, brought it back to my table. She went back to her table, and she's like, "Where my tray at?"
No tray.
And he pointed over there to me. She came and sat with me.
Broke the ice.
Yeah, 32 years later.
Hey, that's smooth, man.
Yeah, 32 years later. I
Applying
think it's
that pressure.
32, yeah.
Man, that's dope.
Somewhere in there.
Okay, y'all been together ever
32
since.
years, yep. Yep. Been together ever since.
And man, you would always say to us last year, there's only one person that can semi talk to you crazy.
Yeah, that's it. She's the only one, man, that I let her get away with anything. Like,
Right.
I mean, that's it. Like anybody, well, you know me.
Yeah, I do.
I get you quick off of me, but I just.
But you're not a disrespectful dude though. So
Yeah,
why
yeah.
would you tolerate
So,
it?
yeah, she can get away with some stuff.
But y'all two seem so different personality wise, almost like opposites, man. Would you say she balances you out in some ways?
Oh, definitely. I think both of us. Well, we're from two different places. Ramona's from the country, like the real country. I had never seen anything like it before in my life.
Oh, okay.
And I'm from East St. Louis. She probably had never seen anything like that before in her life. Like so, but we're similar in so many ways. But we just come from two different worlds. And of course, she definitely balanced me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. Yeah, she's been a lifesaver. So, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. She's definitely been a lifesaver.
So once y'all moved out of college, I'm always interested in knowing, like, what was your first real grown man job? Like when you done with college, you done with athletics, what's the first gig where you earning some money? You a taxpaying citizen now.
Yeah, I had my business degree. I was about to set the corporate world on fire.
Yeah, that's what you thought.
Yeah, and I was
About to hit the streets, man. Suits.
and no disrespect to nobody who do this job because it's a good job.
Yeah.
But my first job, I was the a manager of the concession stands at the Kiel Auditorium, where the Blues they had concerts. The St. Louis Blues played at the St. Louis Billikens. They have concerts there. So that's my first job.
Wow. I never knew that. I'm glad I asked that. So did you go get that one or it sort of fell in your lap?
Oh, I had to go get it. I had to have a job. I was out of school.
Yeah.
And I'm from a family like, man, you don't work. You're not just gonna be sitting around.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pay your own way.
So you went back home?
Yeah, I went back home.
Okay.
Yeah, I went back home, and I worked that job for I don't know how long. It was probably seasonal because when the season is not really open. So then my second job, a steady job, I worked with the mental health. I taught them like job skills. Like I take them out on the job and teach them how to work so they can eventually go work for themselves. So I did that. I really found joy in doing that, and then I started teaching.
Man.
So,
So my mind went one place, and to me, what I'm about to say, it was never difficult for me, and I wonder, was it ever a challenge for you? It sounds like you were able to like skip all of the distractions and all of the tug and pull from that other world that may have been at your disposal. Would you say it was difficult for you to do that, or were you always just focused and you knew what you wanted? Where it wasn't hard at all.
I wouldn't say it wasn't hard at all, but I mean, I always knew what I wanted to do. I never really like fell into it.
Yeah.
Or if I did fall into it, something happened that made me say like, nah, that's not for me. I never judged it. Like I have a lot of friends to this day that I love that I consider friends and brothers that chose that world. I mean, it was right there for me to take it.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason, it never was me, man. Like if I did try to do it, something may happen that me like, man, I can't do that to somebody. Like, you made me. I had a conscience. Not saying that people who did it don't have a conscience. I don't want to, make them out of horrible people. But it wasn't me.
Wasn't in you.
No, it wasn't me. I was raised different. And the first thing that cut on my mind was my mom, my grandmother, or my dad. If something happened while I'm doing this, because they were struggling trying to make sure I was good. So I didn't want to put more burden on them by. It was never me, man. It just was never my thing, man. I ran with the guys who did it, but it was just never me.
That was similar. I had some folks that I was around that were, well endowed and really, in that space for real. They would like try to tug at me a little peer pressure early, but once they figured I'm like, once I told them verbatim, I'm not going, they would sort of like help keep other people off me.
Yeah.
Did you ever run into that too?
No, but my guys never.
They never even tried
No,
to
they
get you
never.
in?
Never, man. Like
that's
that's
love.
why I love them. Like the ones who did it, they never say, man, here, go try to do this. They never did it.
And that's big.
Yeah, I mean, never, and I'm with them. Like, and I say to this day, I'm with them. You know what I mean? So they never, and that's the difference, man. I never had like my friends who did it. They never tried to, like, man, here, try this and do this. No.
That's
They
called
did what they
caring about
did. Yeah. No, that's why we friends to this day. That's like the guys I'm talking about, 40 years plus.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay, boy,
At least 40.
that's family.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, they never tried to put that on me. So I never had that issue for real. And I never had a problem with peer pressure ever growing up.
Oh yeah, you always been your own guy.
Yeah, I mean,
can tell.
you gotta go make me do something I don't want to do.
You too stubborn to do
Yeah,
that.
you know what I'm saying?
Your first teaching gig though, because you touched on it. Were you still home or had you
Yeah,
made
I was
the
in
move?
St. Louis.
Okay.
I was living in East St. Louis, but working in St. Louis.
Okay then. Okay
Yeah,
then. What age level or grade level were you?
Middle
teaching?
school.
Middle school.
Most of the time I taught middle school. If I was going to do school, I prefer middle school. Back then, I preferred middle school.
I
For
always
whatever
hear the
reason, I
opposite.
don't know why. Yeah, that's what people say, but I think I can be more. I was more effective as a middle school teacher because as a middle school, you're trying to find yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and
It's
maybe
an
I can
awkward
help.
time.
Yeah, maybe I can help you do that. As far as the high school, you can help them out, but you can become a senior. You got your ways. Like I was a senior, I had my ways.
Yeah.
So I just thought for me, I was better in middle school.
Man, I teach middle schoolers now, and I'm still waiting on like what some people talk about as being so bad.
Yeah.
Like they their bodies are changing,
Yeah.
their minds are changing, they're a little awkward, all that. They come in from recess smelling like a pigsty, but other than that, it ain't that bad.
Yeah,
man.
they're still kids.
It's still kids.
Yeah.
It ain't that deep. What grade? Oh, not grade, but what subject area did they have you teaching at the time?
I started off as a sub. I was teaching music. Then I became a permanent. So I did music.
Oh snap!
Yeah, man. I actually, of course, I can't sing, but the thing is, like, when they needed something, I get some girls together and they'll go out and sing at it was a small assembly or something like that.
Yeah.
But I actually taught the class though. It wasn't just like free for all.
I get you.
You came in and you learned. So
That's important.
But yeah, I did that.
Did you ever learn how to read music? Because to me, that's one of the most complicated things.
No,
you know?
I never even, like, man, I may have tried it, but I didn't have the patience.
Yeah.
Or it really, at the time, wasn't a benefit for it. Like, I didn't have to have it. So,
No.
But no, I never did.
That was funny. I got a student that tried to challenge me. Not even challenge me the other day. She just big into music, and she asked me, "You know how to read this, Mr. Daniels?" I'm like, "Nah, that is like a foreign language
Yeah.
for you. You can go ahead and keep that."
It was just having to be a sub, and they needed me for the rest of the year. And
I get it.
They kept me for a couple years, so.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, here, Coach Harris, all in the kid business.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you make your transition to what now seems to be your second home, Tulsa, Oklahoma?
1998.
1998.
Yeah, 1998. October 8th, 1998.
Oh, you still remember the?
Yeah, I remember the date.
To the date.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Like, what brought you this way?
Well, we found an apartment here, Mona and myself, my wife, Ramona. When I moved here, we wasn't married. We got married in 99. That's it, man. Like, we made this our home, man. Got a business, so, we made it our home. It was time.
Yeah.
It was time.
Much of an adjustment at all? Or not much?
For sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's always a adjustment. I didn't know anybody but
Yeah.
Ramona. So I was just, like, I didn't know anybody. I had an aunt that lived here.
Okay.
But, like, as far as, like, people, I didn't know anybody. I had a friend that I grew up with, I graduated with. Her mom lived here, so she'll be
damn.
here. So, but she like family, like a sister to me.
Okay.
And her mom been in my life since I was in high school. So, like I'm going there tomorrow for Thanksgiving. I mean, for Christmas actually. So,
See?
so I had them two, but like for as someone of my age, I didn't know anybody. So it was a little different. It was a lot different, and I was used to being back home. So.
I feel that.
but-
Did you start teaching right away? Because my earliest memory of you is when you were coaching basketball at Monroe.
I did. Well, I got here in the summer, October. I didn't teach. School was in, I think. I didn't teach right away. I think I worked at Dillard's until school started back.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I started off at Nimitz.
Nimitz, I
then
remember.
I
Middle
went-
school again?
Yeah, then I went to Monroe. I was
right.
at Monroe for maybe 10 years or so.
I didn't realize it was that long. But based on your time.
Well, Monroe and Gilcrease.
Monroe and Gilcrease.
Yeah.
Were you coaching right away or you were just flat out teaching?
No, funny thing. First year at Gilcrease definitely didn't coach, but in Monroe I wanted to coach, but you know how TPS go.
Yeah.
It's about the stipend.
Yeah.
So if you've been there longer, they're gonna make sure you get the stipend. But it wasn't about the stipend for me, so they didn't give me a job. They gave me the I can't. It was basically the athletic director. I can't remember what they called it. But you make sure the games are set up, the tickets are sold, the money is right, get everything set up.
You're doing the duties, but you don't get the title.
But they gave me I got a stipend. It wasn't about the stipend, but I wanted to coach basketball. And unfortunately, a friend of mine, David Baker, who's from East St. Louis,
I remember Mr.
who's
Baker.
old, Mr. Baker, who was older than I am, of course.
He was my teacher at Central.
Yeah,
My sophomore year.
who's older than I am. He was the coach of the team.
See, Mr. Baker.
And he allowed me to coach with him, and that's how I started coaching. Then they gave me a girls team.
See,
I started coaching girls. My first original team, then I got the boys. Well, they realized I can coach a little bit. So.
Yeah. Did you shy away from the girls' opportunity at all? Or it was your coaching
No,
was
I
coaching
wanted to
for you?
coach. I wanted to
I feel
coach.
that.
It was different.
Yeah.
It really was different because I didn't like any of my nieces or any female. They basically get away with anything with me for the most part. So I'm kind of soft
Big
on them.
softy.
So after my practice, I couldn't get on them because I didn't want to hurt their feelings. And I asked my wife, because she played high school and college basketball, how do I coach him? She's like, coach him like he coach a boy. I said, all right, I can do that. So the next day, the little girl did something. I ain't gonna call her name because we still close.
Yeah.
And I got on to her, she started crying.
I started crying.
So it had me over there like babying her, like.
Yeah,
but
like,
to this day, she's grown, of course. Now she's grown, 30 plus, probably older than you. Matter of fact, I want to say she is. I coach. Yes, I think she is.
See?
How old are you, AD?
30. I just turned 36.
So she may be somewhere in that age.
Yeah.
So every time she talks smart to me, I bring it back up, and I tell her that's why I make you cry when you was in grade.
That's a relationship right there, man.
You always say that, so I make sure I remind her every time. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I coached girls AAU.
That chapter I did know about.
Yeah, I really enjoyed coaching girls. I thought it was easier than coaching boys from the standpoint like girls really don't back then. They really didn't care who got the who scored the points or any of that. They just want to go play.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to have some girls that like to play basketball.
They can play a little bit,
Yeah,
huh?
so I enjoyed them.
You were there. You had the girls for how long before you made that switch?
Well, I coached girls AAU while I was coaching boys.
While you were coaching the boys?
Yeah, I was coaching both. Yeah, I was coaching
got it.
middle school. Or was I at Booker T then? I may have been coaching at Booker T at one point and coaching AAU girls.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so,
do think that. But I remember when this was from 2000 to 2003. That was the time I was in middle school.
Yeah.
And so I remember you coaching Marcus Wilson and Ronald Shaw and all those boys at Monroe when I was at Carver.
Yeah.
We used to have big problems with them. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually you would end up being the head coach of the Tulsa Titans, AAU organization that we all were on.
Right.
And I was like, and I always wondered, man, how in the hell did that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure if your dad, Derek and Tom Creekmore, Derek Lewis, Tom Creekmore,
Makes sense.
they approached me. I think they approached me, and at the time Tony Cooks,
Yeah, Tony Cooks.
and we was going together.
coached me
like
at Carver.
And I like Tony. Me and Tony are friends. Like
Yeah.
Tony, my guy. So we was practicing both of y'all, but personally to me, I want to go on coach.
Yeah.
And he probably was thinking the same thing. Because for some whatever reason, we had a practice and he didn't show up. I think it was right before we was about to go to a tournament and to the Denton, Texas shootout.
Oh, yeah, the Great American Shootout.
Yeah, he didn't show up. So I was like, bet. Like,
It's on.
Tony, my guy, I love him.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't know Tony.
Yeah.
I coached against him, so I really didn't want to be coaching with him.
Yeah.
But I ended up coaching with him.
Later on.
But but at the time, because I was hesitant about taking the job. It's not a job, about coaching you guys, I should say. But
Was it because of that? It wasn't going to be
that
yours?
was part of
necessarily?
that. That had something to do with it. I didn't know how that was going to play out.
Yeah.
So that happened. I came to practice and he wasn't there, and it was practicing up to when we went to the Denton shootout, and it worked out.
Man.
It worked. One of the first tournaments I ever coached with you guys.
He did.
Yeah,
We did. Went
so-
down there and won that joint. And
Yeah,
I'm still
so-
mad because I wasn't playing. I had
Yeah.
the cast on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I was an honorary assistant coach.
Yeah.
And that, and I don't know how you think about it, but I think we had a squad that
It was
particular
good.
year.
It was good. We were. If you looked at us, you didn't think we could play because our uniforms. We
Yeah.
have blue uniforms. You guys had on whatever color shoes your high school wore, so we might have on green, red, purple.
Yeah.
But we played. We laced them up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had a good team. We played hard, man. I enjoyed them times. You guys took on my personality, so it made it easy. It was easy for y'all to take on my personality because they were similar.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were fun times, man.
Man, that one line sticks out to me at one of those practices because you used to get in the mix and really hoop with us. You know what I mean? But I guess it was a lot of back talking going on a particular day. Yeah, man. And one of our mutual guys was doing the most of it. But I think it was a sprinkle of a couple other guys thought it was sweet too to just be mouthing off. And he just blew the whistle and he brought us all in a circle like, look, man, if you can't whoop me, don't say nothing back to me, man.
Yeah, man. I mean,
And there's gonna be a couple of them going,
yeah, didn't say nothing back to me again though.
nah.
Yeah, man. And I was young at the time, man. I was
right.
like maybe early 30s,
early
late 20s.
30s.
Yeah. So yeah, it got too much, man. Y'all know I love y'all, but that's funny.
That's right. And it's just something about boys. For some reason, we gotta feel like, oh yeah, this dude. Now he's not a threat, but he's not to be messed with.
Yeah.
Or either that or hey, he can still beat us one-on-one if we go hoop type deal. And so you sort of had both of those working for you. So it wasn't hard to get the respect.
Yeah, that's funny.
Now when did your stint of assistant coaching high school basketball start? Was it after the
I was
AAU
with coaching you guys. Because I ended up going to Nathan Hale my first year.
Which was, you remember
With
what year
Lester
that was?
Johnson. Ah,
Yeah, man. Rest in
God.
peace, big Lester Johnson.
Yeah, rest in peace, Lester. Skip would have been maybe a junior. You guys were still in high school.
Yeah. And see,
So it may have been your senior year.
Okay. All of our lives, we were in the same grade, me and Skip, but they ended up holding back, I think.
Yeah. So it may have been your senior year.
Okay, so 06, 07.
Then I set out. Yeah, it had to be that year because y'all won state your junior year.
Yeah.
So I think that was y'all last year playing. I coached y'all AAU, and then it was over with after that. So it would have been after y'all won state.
All right.
And I was over there because then y'all graduated. I was done because
Yeah.
y'all was done.
Yeah.
And I coached over there then your junior year, I think, and your senior year, I think I just set out. I didn't coach at all.
That is right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why I know that year is the one you set out, because my senior year, which was 06, 07, we played against Hale at Hale, and it was in the first semester, so it was still 06. We coming off of the championship and all that, and I personally, first of all, we lost. Never won at Hale, and that still bugs me. But I stunk that sucker up, and I was coming out of the locker room after halftime. We about to get on the floor, warm up, and I heard somebody hollering my name, and it was you. And I purposely wouldn't look at you because I knew I was stinking it up too. And I was like, man, I ain't want to hear none of that right then. And I just act like I didn't hear you. But then we finished the game. I don't even know if my production got better, but you called me either that night or early the next morning. I think it was that night. And you basically told me meet you at the gym. You know what I mean? The next morning, you were like, man, look, man, I could tell you was rattled. And I was like, dang, yeah, he knew. He knew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just always remember that because I was like, man, I stuck that sucker up smooth, man. It was nasty. It was bad. And they were talking, chanting overrated and all that, and they beat us. And I was like, man, coach over there, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
But, so leaving Hale, not leaving Hale, but sitting out that year. The next memory I have of you was when you were at Booker T,
Right.
over there helping with Coach Shea and the group.
Yeah.
But that wasn't until 2010, 11?
I think we won it 2 years in a row. I think we
Yeah.
won.
It was 10, 11, and 11, 12.
I think we was 9, 10, 11.
9, 10, 9. Okay, 9, 10, 10,
I think
11.
so. I think that's what it was.
All right. So were you out of coaching altogether until that point, or were you still doing it?
I probably was doing. I think I was coaching with PWP in some capacity, maybe the girls or
Girls?
some capacity. I coached boys with PWP as well.
Didn't know that.
Yeah,
part.
I had a good group of guys as well. So I'm not sure if I was coaching with them at the time, but I didn't sit out. I just sat out 1 year, high school, and I went back and started coaching with Shea.
Got it.
For 2 years.
Man, what was that like, man?
That was great, man. It was lovely, man. Like Shay and I have a good relationship beyond basketball.
I can tell.
It was fun, man. We cool. I love Shay, so
Yeah.
like I see Shay when I come back if I'm not living here. So
Right.
So it was great. It was great. I can tell him some. He'll listen. He can tell me some. I mean, it was never nothing. We never got personal. We can agree to disagree. It was great. I had a ball working with him.
Y'all had some success over there,
yeah, we
too,
did.
man.
We did.
Back-to-back titles.
Yeah.
What do you remember about that first run? Because it wasn't as smooth as that
Yeah,
second.
the first run I think was the best run because everybody counted us out. But we lost every We lost twice to Memorial that year. We lost twice to, who else was a good team doing East Central.
Edison might have been strong at that time.
We lost
too.
twice to Edison.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, we lost twice to all three of them. We lost in the tournament champions. We lost in the tournament. So we weren't very good at the time. But what sticks out the most about that year, during the playoffs, before the playoffs started, we all got together. We met up. We
Staff
came
did.
to my house, and watched film. Because we had to beat Memorial.
Yeah.
We figured we would beat the other games, how to beat Memorial. And we game planned them, really did, man. And we, at the time, we realized their guards couldn't shoot. But what we were doing, we was pressing their guards, making it easy on them. And they had a big man, so we stopped guarding them. And the game plan worked. We played them in maybe regional section, wherever it is, where you can lose and still.
Second
And they beat
round,
us. We almost had it. It was better because they blew us out the first two times, like they were
Yeah,
bad.
it wasn't even close.
Yeah. The last time we played them regular season was 30 points before the playoffs started. Last
30.
game of the season, it was about 30.
Ooh, that's nasty.
So then we lost them in the playoffs by like probably 4, but we felt good about it. We went back to our game plan and we ended up beating them in the state championship game. So that was really rewarding, man. Because our guys just turned it on.
I remember watching that game too.
Yeah.
And then I was still in college at the time, so I wasn't able to track the whole season. But somebody had told me that y'all had matched up 2, maybe even 3 times
They beat us
prior to
3,
that.
yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, the law of averages. I was like, man, Booker T, you ready to win.
But the third time, it was a better game than the first. First two, they were blowouts. So I think we beat East Central in the playoffs. So we beat some teams that beat us regular season.
Battle tested.
Yeah, we got it together because we was talented, man. It was a very talented team. So it was just about the guys, buying in and us putting a game plan together for them to be successful.
That second year, whenever I'm talking to back-to-back champs, I always wonder, like, how difficult, if at all, was it to keep those guys focused and keep their feet on the ground?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No. And I think we got the guys early from football because something happened with their football season. So it got cut short. So we had those guys, like, really for all the season.
They were hungry, too.
Man, it was like, honestly, man, and I'm not saying this to be cocky, I'm being serious. Like, I didn't think we was going to lose. Like, not one game. We had a close game against East Central. We won on the buzzer because of our doing. But we found a way to win.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I really didn't. That was a good team, man. Honestly, talent-wise, from top to bottom, man, that's probably the best team I ever been a part of.
On any
Except
level?
my high school team.
Okay, got you.
Except my high school team, 'cause we were talented as well, too. But Booker T, we were talented, man. Like,
Top to bottom.
top to bottom. We had a great point guard, like Tyler Lockett. Like,
man.
man, we were really good.
Y'all ran the table.
We ran the table. Yeah, we're undefeated, man. Like, but I really did expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised at all about that.
You made the jump to the college level after that year, right?
Yep.
Man, I don't want to say did you see that coming, but how did that happen?
Well, of course, Zoe was coaching at Missouri State at one point. Of course, I didn't go up there with him.
Right.
And
That
he
was
got
his first gig as a head, right?
Yeah, and he got the job at Tennessee, and he asked me how do I feel about. Told me, ask my wife, ask Mona how she feel about moving to Knoxville. Like, okay, but you'll be all right with it. Like, I was so excited. So that's how it came about, man. And he got the job. He brought me over.
Man, so of course I got a bunch, but just to sort of chop it down. When you get to that level, I know coaching is coaching. Young people are young people. Were you working differently at that particular time?
As far as
Did you have to dial whatever? What was your role? I should say that's a better question. When you first got there,
what was my role?
because you weren't on the court right away, were you?
I wasn't on the court. I'm trying to think of the right student athlete welfare coordinator. Basically, I made sure the kids was doing right in school. I did a mentor thing with them that we call Real Talk. We did that every Sunday before study hall. Check classes.
Yeah.
I was more on making sure they good off the court.
Yeah.
But they asked questions about basketball. Still, I just couldn't coach.
I got you.
But I mean, I give my input if they asked. But I tried to stay in my lane and do my job. But it was a big transition because they're different in both ways. As far as coaching high school, you may have to teach a class and do all that. Well, in college, you're not teaching a class.
Right.
But it's so much goes in beyond just being on a basketball court with recruiting, phone calls, community service.
Before you get to the court.
Yeah, trying to get people to come to the games, making sure these guys' classes are right, so similar to here, but it was a big difference. Yeah, it's not just basketball by no means.
And y'all were at Tennessee. Y'all staff for, was it 3 or was it 5?
3 at Tennessee.
3. Okay. What was that your role throughout your entire
No.
duration? It changed up after a while.
Yeah, at some point I became the director of basketball operations.
How much different does that look from what you were doing with
Oh,
as
well,
student
that's
welfare?
what it is, director of basketball operations. So
Okay.
anything that goes with the operation of basketball, I was over for budget, traveling. You know,
You doing athletic director stuff low key at this level anyway.
yeah, similar to that. Yeah.
I feel
Just
that.
for one sport though.
Yeah.
Well, that's all they doing it for once. I mean, yeah. So a lot was similar. Like, yeah, I guess you can say that.
Yeah, man.
So
Y'all
that's
got-
what it was.
Y'all moved around from there. The next stop was Cal, right?
Yeah.
How was that? First of all, living on the West Coast.
It was nice, man.
Yeah.
I'd say to say the Bay Area is the best place I ever lived. Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was lovely. Great weather, man. Like,
Year-round.
weather was year round. Year round, shorts year round, man. Like they may have on a coat, and I used to be looking at them like,
Y'all look crazy.
yeah, but it was colder there, man. It might be 70, 60 degrees. I'm out there with shorts on.
Coming where you got raised though?
Yeah.
Man, oh, no,
Yeah,
it
so-
ain't cold.
Yeah, Bay was nice. It was a really good place to live.
And see, I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, y'all got to coach Jalen Brown during that time,
Yeah,
right?
got to coach Jalen Brown, Ivan Rabb, Tyrone Wallace, Jabari Bird.
Yeah.
Those are the pros that we coached at Cal.
Could y'all see it early? Or
Jalen-
could Coach Marco see the pros early?
Well, Jalen was a pro.
You knew it.
Yeah, Jalen was a pro. Yeah, he was a pro. Ivan Rabb, I thought was going to be a pro. I mean, they was highly rated in high school.
Yeah.
So both of them was really talented. I mean, they only had it for 1 year, so they was pros. Well, Ivan stayed for more than one, but Jalen stayed for 1 year. I like to say we made Jalen a pro, but anybody who say they made a 1 year guy pro is tooting their own horn. Like, you don't have that kind of time in 1 year
Yeah.
to develop a kid. Like, you really don't, man, because you're going to practice and you got to play games. Like, so he was a pro. If Jalen would have went to anywhere, wherever he went to school, like, he was going to be a pro.
He was
probably
gonna be
first
where he's
rounder.
at.
So Jabari Bird had a chance. I think us being there helped him out as well as Tyrone Wallace. But all of them was very talented. They got drafted. So
Yeah.
but Jalen, he was a pro no matter where he went.
When you're around pros like that, did they work that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. You know it.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't no problem being in the gym.
Had to run them up out of there.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they do, man. Like, you may have to make them go to class, but you're not going to say, man, you late for practice. Really, like, might be late to class, but no, they're not going to late to gym. That's what they do.
I get that.
I mean, that's what kids don't know, man. Like, everybody want to be a pro, but don't know the work it take to be a pro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're not getting in the gym, you want to be a pro, okay.
With that, what does, just if you were to generalize it, a normal, what's today? Tuesday, an NCAA Division I athlete, basketball player at Missouri State, what does his day look like?
Say we practicing on a regular day, we probably practice at 7:30
a.m.
a.m.
Okay.
So
That's what we
we
started
probably
the
get
day
up at 5:30, try to get to the gym no later than 6:30. We practice at 7:30. Get yourself together, get taped.
Right.
Depends on what time you get work in before it. But I try not to do a lot of work with guys before practice because I want them to practice, so I'd rather get them on the end. So say we'll practice from 7:30 to 9:30, 10. They may have weights out there.
Yeah.
All right, they do weights, eat, breakfast. Depends what the schedule like. If you don't have a class right out there, you get shots up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you try to get some work in. And it depends, that's with a coach. Then you got guys that go home because you have access to the gym. We come back that night and go and get on the gun and get about 200 shots up. Those are the ones who's trying to, like, really trying to do something, so. Then you may have some that work out with the coach after that. They done to the next day, so
Yeah.
it just varies, man, on what you're trying to do with this or how serious you taking it.
Still kids at the
But
end
yeah,
of the
you're
day.
getting an extra workout in though, for sure. It's just not practice.
Yeah.
You're gonna get another workout in for sure. Now, what you do after
y'all are
that?
taking time from them to make them do that.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
get
like
it.
that.
Yeah, but you have guys that come, man, like this, that want it. They go to the gym. There's nothing to do because they have access to the gym, to everything you need. The ball.
24/7?
Yeah, 24/7.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So if you can't sleep, you want to go some shots up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got no excuse
Yeah,
not
no
to get the
excuse,
work
so,
in or not to be the best version of yourself that you can be.
yeah.
After that Cal chapter, y'all end up at Mizzou, right? essentially back home? Is that closer to home than where y'all at now?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, it's the closest I've been to home since I moved.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was that a good or a bad thing?
It was a good thing, man.
Okay.
Like I said, my family is close knit, so
Yeah. And they
it was beautiful,
understand.
man.
Oh,
Like,
okay,
no, they
gotcha.
come up.
Yeah.
I get to go home. I was able to like drive home in the morning and see my family, hang out, and be able to drive back that night. You know, it was that close to me. So straight shot, but it was good. As far as that, it was really good being close to home.
Y'all got to coach another pro during that time there, didn't you? MPJ?
Yeah. Well, we coached
He
him a
was
little
injured.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we coached his brother Jonte Moore. But yeah, we coached Mike. Mike didn't play a lot. He probably played 4 or 5 games, if that.
Yeah. His was injury related,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yes.
Okay, got it.
But he was very talented, though. You can see it. You really can see it.
So, I mean, I want to talk about both sides of the business. Of course, it's probably fascinating, exciting, and elating to get hired. But then the other end of it is getting let go. You know what I mean? I know y'all know what it's about a little bit. Y'all staff being dismissed a time or two. Man, what's that like, yo?
Oh, just one time.
Just once? Okay.
Yeah, just once. I mean, like anybody. Nobody likes rejection or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, to be fired. But at the end of the day, man, for me, I can't speak for anybody else who's been through it. I did everything I can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it is what it is. Like, it's not like I can go back and say, oh, man, I ain't work hard enough. I mean, I gave.
Yeah.
And I thought we did a good job. The program was in better shape when we left than when we came in.
That's all you can ask for.
That's all you ask. We went to the tournament 2 times in 4 years.
Hey, now.
It was a gang of people in our conference that did that are still working.
Yeah. Got it.
From a team that hadn't been to the tournament since 2012. You know, so we went. I mean, think about it, 2 years.
Come on, man. That don't just happen for everybody.
Yeah. So I didn't. Of course, no one likes to get let go.
No.
And nothing, no relationship, anything. But you know, it's life, man. You got to be able. You know, I've been blessed, so
Yeah.
by good outweigh my bad.
For sure.
Yeah. So I just
Probably by a large margin.
Yeah. So you got to take it, man. And like I said, I felt like I gave everything I had to give.
Speaking only to your instincts, not going too deep into it, but I would imagine I've been let go a couple times. In some cases, I saw it coming. In another, I didn't. Where did you sit on that particular one? Was it so when you kind of sort of read the tea leaves, or was it out of nowhere to you?
Well, a little bit of both.
Okay.
You can see how they was moving or not moving as far as being supportive a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we had someone on to speak to in depth about it that was telling us certain things.
Yeah.
That knew, like they were in the know, really in the know. But it was still hard for me to understand it, man. It's like I'm saying, we went to the tournament 4 times. I mean, 2 times in 4 years. Like, so in my mind, that can't possibly happen.
Yeah. Make it make sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm like, that can't happen, but it happened. So it's both. To be honest with you, I don't want to. Like I said again, no one wants to be fired.
Right.
But it was the best thing to happen.
For sure.
That wasn't a good relationship, and I'm not gonna say it's their fault or it's our fault, but that's the fact. It wasn't a good relationship, and it was probably the best thing to happen.
Time for the
Yeah,
relationship.
it was time for the end. Just hated for it to end like that. Wish I could have ended it on my own note by going somewhere else. But
Yeah.
it is what it is.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Speaking of going somewhere else, you end up back in the town
Yeah.
in Tulsa, Oklahoma for just last season, which
Yeah.
was the 2023-2024 campaign. And I remember the day that you were, loading up to come back. It was on your birthday. I hit you up, and you said that, matter of fact, it was April 10th, 2023.
birthday,
Loaded up, about to come back to Tulsa, about to move back. I didn't even know that. And then, fast forward a couple weeks to a month later, you the head boys basketball coach at Tulsa Edison Prep. Man, how? And then we ended up working together. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go work with my guy.
Yeah, man. I don't.
Because that couldn't have been something that you
No, I didn't
signed
have
up
it.
for.
No, I didn't. I really didn't. When I moved back, I was planning on going to work at Cassia Hall with Lee, my friend Lee Mayberry, as an assistant. And actually, when I talked to you about coming back, I was going to call you to come work out with some of your guys.
I remember
and
that.
you was telling me you had got let go. So just so happened that Coach Ships, who's AD at Edison, called to wish me happy birthday. We talking. I'm telling him I'm on my way back.
Yeah, y'all good buddies, man.
Yeah, we're good buddies. So, and I'm telling him on my way back, and he's like, man, he telling me the central job is open. Like, he never said anything about the Edison job at the time. So we get here, and he mentioned it, like, eventually came out, it might be available. I was like, well, talk to me when it's available. Like I didn't give it no thought.
That's really you though.
Yeah, like
That's really you.
If
You
it's
don't
not
be stunned.
available. Like man, I could be talking about something that's not.
Yeah. If
Yeah, and I was back and forth from Columbia to Tulsa at the time. I was going back there too still. So and it came and you know I interviewed for the job. They offered me the job. I was excited to get it. And of course, I called you.
Yeah.
To actually become an assistant for me. So I had fun doing it too. It was a good time.
Yeah. So we got a lot out of that group too.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
were 20-7.
Yeah.
We made a trip to the state tournament. We got eliminated in the quarterfinals. So you say you enjoy this, man, or you enjoyed it that particular year. What do you remember about that team? Cause we had some characters, man.
We did have some characters, man.
But you handled them though.
I did. They were all good kids.
Yeah.
They were just allowed to do things, to be kids with no consequences.
Right.
I think that's the best way to say it. I enjoyed them, man. The grit they had, because we didn't start off, no one gave us a chance.
Right.
No, and we start off losing, no one really gave us a chance. So I like the endurance, the grit they showed, man. That was the biggest thing, man. We fought. Like, if we lost, I know they was gonna fight.
We had some edge to
And,
it.
and it didn't start off that way. As time went on, they got the edge, and that was fun to watch them grow. You know, because no one thought we'd be Booker T to go to the state championship. Nobody, only people in the stands who thought, not in the stands, only people in the gym who thought we can win were the guys on the bench. And probably some of them didn't believe it. Yeah. I mean, it's just being
Deep
real.
down.
I'm not gonna say their names, but here in the building, I had someone tell me like, you can go win the next game, they still get the state. But I didn't want to go. Honestly, man, I didn't want to go to state through the losers bracket. I didn't. I didn't feel good about it. I would have done it, of course. I would have took it, but I don't know if I'd have celebrated it.
Nah.
So I wanted to win. I wanted to go the right way, and I told our guys that I want to go up to state the right way by winning. So it was a good, fun group, man. They fought. I built some good relationships,
Yeah.
you know, with those young men. I learned from them as well, because it was some adjustment for me. It wasn't just them while we were losing.
Right.
You know, I had to make some adjustments on how I was coaching, how I was approaching them. You know, I've been used to coaching college kids. Well, the truth of the matter, most college kids can play basketball, should be able to play, right? Play. That's what they go to
know a
school
thing or
for.
two.
Yeah. Well, in high school, you take for granted, man, how raw kids are. Not saying they can't play, but they haven't been taught. Like, you know, I was thinking like you should know this because I've been coaching college, so I had to, you know, bag back and do a better job of teaching as well. So I made our practices a little more similar. I stayed consistent with what we did in practice, so we can get better, and it ended up working out for us.
It was a marathon because we started getting better. But I will say the relationship component I thought was impressive because I noticed that every day after practice, at some point, whether it was right after or if it was an hour, 2 hours later, you'd always give me a call. And I knew that you weren't just calling me, you were probably also calling Cam Dunn, you know, just getting his thoughts on practice. And you always would, you know, individually reach out to our players in the program to where like the 15th guy on the roster would get a personal call from the head coach, even though he's not even in rotation. You know what I mean? I just thought that was unique. And I dare say that contributed to the buy-in because everybody felt seen and felt a part of it. Even when, you know, of course, everybody wants to be a part of it when you start rolling.
Right.
But when it was bumpy at first,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah. And time was literally money. That was always your line, man. Time is money, man. So we starting on time. We're going to finish on time. We upbeat on everything. And you always had a practice plan together. And we would stick to it for the most part.
Yeah.
Some days we had to ad-lib depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
And then your relationship with guys like Kamontre Gaines, man. Talk about why that one was so special to you.
I don't. I love all my guys. Kamontre remind me of like it seemed like his family could be my family. Not saying other guys couldn't.
Right.
But I was around him a little bit more. I gave him a ride home, so I get to talk to him and I get to see his personality.
Right.
And he sounded like one of my cousins. You know, like just talking to him because you know his personality.
Yeah.
He allowed him to say anything respectfully, but you know he'll speak his mind and say something funny. So I don't know, man. I just like Kamontre, man. Like I say, like he could have been in my family. Like I probably could have took him. I could have went to his family gathering and
Fit right in.
fit right in. Or he could have came to mine. Not saying I couldn't did it with the other guys.
Yeah.
But
That one stood
that's
out a little bit more.
stood out a little bit more. Yeah, especially after dropping him off and spending a little time with him. I got to know him a little bit. But I loved all of them. I loved all of them in different ways for different things. Yeah, so
And I'm gonna tell you another one that you spent a lot of time with was old Lil Jet.
yeah,
Brother Jet Crawford.
that's my guy, man. And I like Jet I love Jet for a different reason.
Yeah.
You know, because not going into his personal life, but just a tough young man to like to deal with some of the things he's dealt with and to still be a good guy,
Yeah.
a good kid, a good student. So yeah, that's one of my favorites. I liked all of them, but yeah, them two stick out.
All right, so we're gonna get you out of here in a few, Coach. But you back at the college level, okay? So I don't even want to know when it became, a real possibility that you could be moving on from this Edison chapter. But you made your way back up to the NCAA D1 level. You're at Missouri State. Man, what's it been like this particular season? What's this year's team like?
It's been fun, man. It's been fun. It's a new team. We have 15 new guys.
15
new guys. Whole new roster, man.
The cupboard
good guys,
was bare,
though.
huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good guys though. Really good guys. Fun to be around. So that makes it easy. Plays hard. We play real. We play hard. You saw us compete against Oral Roberts.
Y'all together too.
Yeah, we play together. We play hard. Just trying to get to know each other. It's a process. We trying to the same process I used here at Edison, but we trying to get ready for when the tournament start.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be here sooner rather than later.
So we want to win games, of course, as we work towards that. But yeah, we just trying to get better, man. And when the tournament time hit, try to be playing our best basketball.
Y'all in conference play right about now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Just a few weeks in.
Yeah. Well, we lost our first game against Indiana State. We play Evansville on the 29th once we get back. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been fun, man. Like I said, a great group of guys just trying to mold them and get to where we want to get. But I feel good about the direction we're going, though. I feel real good about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got two more to throw at you.
your turn.
First thing, when it comes to your hobbies off the clock, because you're a grinder, but when you get some downtime and you're not just ripping and running, what can you be found doing with your spare time outside of hoops?
If I'm not traveling, man, what I would like to do if I'm not traveling, be around my family and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like doing whatever we like to do.
Yeah,
We
long as it's together.
Yeah. But I like to have fun.
Yeah, for sure.
A little fun. But yeah, as long as I prefer to be with my family and friends, if that's the case. Like if I have some free time, having fun. Like I don't like to be out. Like I prefer to be at somebody's house.
Yeah, controlled environment.
Yeah. With my shoes off, feet kicked up.
That's it.
Laughing in line.
Yeah. One thing about Coach, he's a phone call guy too. Yeah. He only gonna do so much texting before your phone gonna ring.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I can't hold a conversation through text messages, man.
That's it.
But yeah, that's what I like to do, man. Just kick back with family. Especially at this age. So
yeah,
it's simple.
I feel that. Yeah. Here's the last one. So with all due disrespect, right? So any opponent that you coached against or that you played against in your playing days that beat you, that had no business beating you, and if you could run it back and go play that game over or coach that game over, you'll go back to that one. Which one is that one?
Oh, yeah, no business beating me. That's a good question.
Yeah, an L you took that you should not have taken. I got one in my mind.
I won't say that shouldn't I have taken. Like, man, you take an L, you take that L.
All right,
I get what you're saying. Like, we said our mind, we should have did this, but sometimes it's the team that make you do that.
That's right. That's right. That's fair.
Let me see. Honestly, there's not one L that I've taken that I like.
For sure.
So
you ain't okay with it.
Yeah, like I've never been okay with nobody beating me. So, and if I can get some get back, I wanted some get back.
Okay.
Just speaking from Edison.
Yeah.
Because I've been around basketball so long, it's just hard for me to pick one. Let me see if I can just pick one. No, I can't. I'm going to make it easy from Edison.
Okay.
Who beat us that? Of course, I ain't like losing to Booker T. I didn't like losing any of them. I know which one I'm going to give you. Kawita.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, because I didn't like losing to any of them. Like there's not one team I lost to and I'd be like, I'm cool with it.
Cool with that.
On no level, college, Pee Wee, I never been cool with the loss.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you were different kind of pissed after that one.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I was mad.
You were tight.
Yeah, I was tight. I thought, yeah, I thought we really got done in that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we still had a chance to win the game. We missed the layup at the end.
Oh yeah, we missed plenty of those and free throws.
Yeah, so but that game there, I wanted that one because I wanted them to know respectfully. I respect the coach, I respect the program, but I wanted them to know we're not the same.
Yeah.
I wanted them to know that. I really did. Like I really wanted them to know that on any given night, we're not the same team. We're not at the same caliber. You're not better than us. You shouldn't beat us.
Right.
And since we're talking about, we lost the game, but I thought the referees were like horrible. It was obvious they were horrible. I just think anybody who watched the game thought it was horrible. So yeah, I did want that one. Yeah.
The good news is
Yeah.
that was only our first matchup, so they had to come over here.
They had to come over here. Like I don't matter what we play. We could have played them in the backyard. I didn't think they were better than we are. No disrespect to the kids of the program.
Yeah.
And I think we proved that when they came over here.
Right.
Because we dominated the game, ended up winning by 20 plus points.
We handled it.
Yeah, you don't lose by. Yeah, I thought it was that
That's
game.
it.
But I didn't like losing to anybody. I didn't like losing to. It bothered me to lose to the first game.
Holland Hall.
Holland Hall.
Oh, on our home court.
I didn't like losing to them. Catoosa, I think we lost in the tournament.
In their tournament.
I didn't think that. I didn't like that.
Well, they gave it to us that night.
I didn't like any of the losses, man. I didn't like any of them. I didn't think any of them. I didn't like any of them. But that one that sticks out because I didn't think we got the kids was treated fairly.
I get it.
I really didn't think they was treated fairly.
Yeah. Now you got me lying now. I said that was the last one. But now you talking about the fair stuff, man. Listen, what'd you do, man? Because I didn't make that trip with you when you went to OKC to get the bracket for the state tournament. I heard it got smoky in there a little bit.
It gets smoky. I just told the truth.
Okay.
Well, sometimes the truth, it gets smoky. And I just asked them when they gave me the bracket, somebody here tell me when in the history of basketball, wouldn't have the district winner not been a top 4 seed. In the history, I mean, like
the area winner, yeah.
Area, whatever we won, I don't know what it was. I know you won. You got somebody lost.
Yeah.
And you won. You was 3-0 in the playoffs. I knew we was that. I just didn't understand that, and they tried to go on with me as if I wasn't talking. So I interrupted them again, and I let the coaches know how I felt. Like we beat them. We just beat Booker T. We beat Holland Hall. Like, how do you put two teams that lost ahead of us? We undefeated in the playoffs. You put two teams that lost in the playoffs had to go through the back way to get to the state championship in front of us. So I just let them know how I felt. I thought it was buddy system, and that's what it was. And I said it proud. I didn't bite my tongue. I didn't like put my head down.
You didn't flinch.
I told everybody in there what I felt and gave everybody the opportunity to say how they felt about it.
Wasn't a whole lot of takers on it.
Not one word was said because, and when I'm talking about it, I don't know them. I don't know any of them coaches. I don't know them personally, but none of them had their head up.
Right.
The only people who had their head up was the women's coaches. The men coaches, probably the ones who voted the right way had their head up for the most. I'm looking around, nobody's looking up. So I knew what it was. But I thought that was wrong because you talking about kids. And since I have this stage to talk about it, you have grown men voting for them.
Yeah.
So my team can get a chance to go to the state championship. They didn't look at it like these kids beat these kids.
Yeah, they earned it.
Yeah. So my thing was I got to go back and tell my kids, y'all did everything you were supposed to do. You won, you did what you're supposed to do, but you don't get rewarded because some grown men decided they had an agenda. And I'm not going to talk about any of the coaches. You can pick the ones with the state. I had a coach tell me, I talked to at least 4 coaches, which I didn't understand that. Because you know how many coaches I talked to on my vote?
0.
I looked at who won. I thought Booker T was probably the best team in the state, one of the best teams in the state. Well, they lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't put them in front of a team that won. And I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Like so I didn't get that, man.
And on the opposite end of it, just taking emotion out of it, just the system that they decided to utilize seemed to be flawed to me because like they went to district play to avoid this type, you know what I mean? But then went back to it when it matters most. That was like, whoa.
Yeah, well, that let you know it's an inside job. I mean, like, like they can't do nothing to me, so I ain't gonna bite my tongue. I'm saying what it is. It's been district played the whole time. That's how they seeded everybody. Yeah. Now you get to the state tournament, you take it out. This is in my mind.
Now it's subjective.
I'm thinking it's going to be the top 2 from that side and the top 2 from this side because 2 of us won, right? They'll be the top 4 seeds. That's in my mind because we've been doing this. Because we've been playing through district. You're going to go how you play.
Yeah.
Well, they decide they're going to vote once we get to state. Well, who had the power to do that? What coaches had the power to make that happen?
Evidently, you weren't one of them.
No, I wasn't one of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that was about, man. But I'm gonna fight for my guys, man, every time. Cause it wasn't about me, and I told them it's about these kids. Cause I'm done playing, man. I'm never playing basketball again.
Never.
Ever. So man, it's not about me, man. It's about these kids. So that's why I stood up for the kids. Excuse me, I said what I said. I was respectful to a certain extent. I mean, to the group.
Right.
I may have said something to one of the coaches that probably could have been worded different, but I said it.
Yeah.
I meant it. But I just thought it was wrong, man. You don't do kids like that. So I thought I'd go to bat for my kids. Like I say, no one that me can say, man, he was disrespectful.
Yeah, and you did it face to face.
Yeah, and that's it.
A lot
No
of
one can
people
say I
don't
was disrespectful. They can say he spoke his mind.
Yeah.
I was probably surprised he said what he said, but no. But at the same time, when people found out, they was like, man, that's good, because don't nobody ever stand up to him, which is crazy to me. So, but no, it was about them kids, man.
Always is.
I was trying to make sure, like I said, they did everything they were supposed to do, and I didn't think they got rewarded for it.
Right on.
And I wasn't even planning on going to the meeting.
I remember that.
And people calling me, telling me like, man, they gonna
You better go.
get y'all. And my wife told me before I left, they gonna get you. Don't go down there acting no fool. Yeah, you represent
for real?
both
She
of
gave you
us.
that briefing?
You represent both of us. Yeah. I told somebody that meeting if it wasn't for my wife, I'd set it off in the joint. Yeah.
Set it off. It's crazy.
I'll give them a really good piece of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wrong, man. That's wrong.
I get it.
But it happened. Everything happened, man. I thought we had a good season.
We did.
And just so people, it wasn't that we had to play Booker T again. Because the truth of the matter is, to win state, we was going to have to be whoever they put in front of us.
Yeah.
So I was prepared to do that.
No matter what round.
Yeah, it's just some men decided they'll do that. You know what I mean? It wasn't fairly done.
Right.
You know, we said we're picking out a hand that happened, but you guys voted on that.
Yeah.
After having district.
Yeah. So why do we have district?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
So you guys have district, and somebody had enough juice to go and say, we need to do this. And they changed their mind and done that. Yeah. So, but yeah.
It's like that. But that's why you coach Marco, though, man.
Yeah. And I hope y'all see this, coaches.
Still smoking, man. Well, look, man, Coach, love and respect, my man.
My
I
bad.
appreciate you doing this. Been trying to get this popping for a
Always,
minute.
man. Anytime, man.
Yes, sir.